100% goes in. Clear with this? Now the egg yolk we just cannot drop directly here. That is where the tempering comes.
Hello everyone, this is Bonus and today's video is all about custard. The main topic when it comes to pastries, the custard is something which is one of the important. So here we go and start the session. Before that I would like to add that I have explained the pastry cream also, but pastry cream is a little bit longer, because I wanted to explain you every single thing in detail, so I have divided into two parts, right? So here we go and start the first session.
Here we go and start the session about custard, right? The making process. I'll try to explain in a very simple way where you can literally understand what exactly the custard, how to make, and what are the things that we have to keep in mind while making custard. Here we go. Liquid thickens by the coagulation of egg protein. Here I'm going to talk about the egg protein, then how it works in custard, and this is the base, right? So focus on this. Liquid thickened by the coagulation of egg protein. So the liquid get thickened because of the egg protein. Because like when we make a scrambled egg, it just takes some few seconds to make because it cooks faster. At the same time, egg coagulates. That's the reason it gets solidified. Clear with this? Liquid thickened. Here the liquid is get thickened because of the egg protein, and when coagulates with the help of the heat, when it comes to the heat, the egg start coagulating. Right, that means it start making network and the tight bonds. You can see here when coagulates it form a network and tight bonds when heated, means cooking process. Solidify into a tight mass at 71 Celsius. When it comes to egg, it start coagulating, start thicken, or you can say start making network and tight bonds. When it comes to, this is the temperature, right? 71 Celsius, it starts coagulating the eggs. Clear with this? So here the consistency of the custard depends on the ratio of eggs to liquid. Totally depend on your custard, that how runny you want to make, how thin you want to make, how thick you want to make, what consistency you want. It totally depends on how many of eggs you are using to your liquid. Means 50 of milk and or maybe a 50 of cream, using 4 eggs or 5 eggs, 3 eggs. It all depends on you, that what kind of a consistency of the custard you want. Accordingly, you have to understand that how much liquid and how much eggs I'm going to use for that. So here the consistency of the custard depends on the ratio. Clear with this? This is the main thing, right? Eggs to liquid. Again depends, you're using whole eggs or yolk. Yes, here we go. Whole eggs or yolks. When it comes to yolks, we don't really have albumin in it, means no egg whites. When it comes to whole eggs, means yolk and egg whites, means the whole egg. You just crack and you get albumin, you get you get egg yolk, everything together. Clear with this? So again it depends that what kind of eggs you are using. This is going to be rich. It's going to be more into richer side. This is going to make more and more rich to your sauce. Here a little bit of dilute for sure, right? Also the other ingredients slow down the coagulation of eggs. Other ingredients means what? Here we go, let's figure it out. What are the other ingredients? Here we go. Other ingredients such as cream, milk or sugar. See, cream, milk or sugar. So these are the ingredients. This is like the base ingredients to make a custard. Here we go, have a note. Higher the eggs ratio, the thicker and the richer the custard will be. As much of ratio of eggs you're going to increase, that much thicker and the richer the custard is going to be. So depend on you what kind of a custard you want. Want to need a richer side, or you want to put less eggs to make it less richer. Totally depend on you. Depend on your ingredient, how much you want to add. Here we go. The next we have a different types of custard. See, this is the basic ingredients that we generally use to make a custard. So we have a different types of custard, means the making types, right? When we have a stir custard, when we have a baked custard. What are those? Let's figure it out. About stir custard is actually mixture that are cooked on the top of the stove, or it can be go for double boiler. Clear with this? These are the two method. No, this is not the two method. This is the two way of go for this custard, means stir custard. So you can go for cook on top, means induction you can use, or you can use a double boiler. It's totally depend on you that which one you want to use for. But again, the result will be different when it comes to this and this. Clear? On the top boiler, if you do, it's going to be light and fluffy, whereas when you go for this one, it's going to be more into dense, I can say. Clear with this? I mean, you know the result, right? How you're going to get it. Double boiler is going to be more lighter because this is the indirect heat, means through the steam is going to cook. But when it comes to this, it's going to be direct heat from the stuff. Get my point? Clear? So both the result is going to be a bit different, but this is what comes under stir custard. So the mixture should be stirred continuously in order to stabilize the egg and prevent curdling. Reason of curdle, overheated. If curdles, then the reason was overheated. Let's focus on this. The mixture should be stirred continuously in order to stabilize the eggs and prevent curdling. See, the thing is, this is going to be cook on the stove or it can be a double boiler. So what happens? The heat is direct. We are not baking here. We are cooking here, right, in the pot or in a double boiler. So the heat is transferring all the way, right? So you have to stir continuously, because if you stop, the egg will start curdle. The egg will start curdle. Why? Because egg get cooked at, I have mentioned you already, 71 Celsius, and you know when it comes to a boiling temperature how much it is, 100. So we have eggs here in this, right? We don't want to make a scrambled egg. For that reason we have to stir continuously, so it will cook thoroughly, means all the way. We want to cook the eggs but slowly, gradually, not like direct heat and we're not stirring. Simple as that, right? Stirring, why? Just to prevent curdling or egg to cook faster. We want slowly, gradually cooking. One more thing I want to add here, that we don't really cook this mixture directly just like that on a high temperature. No, slowly, gradually cook in a medium low heat. Clear with this? Here we have a stir custard types. We have pastry cream, we have a crème anglaise, we have a sabayon, we have a pastry curd. This all are like made with the help of this methods. Comes under. Here we go. Clear with this? Some of your sauce you can make from this, some of your sauce you can make from this. Clear with this? This is the stir custard methods. Here we go. Let's understand the pastry cream. What exactly pastry cream means? First of all, it's called in French is a crème pâtisserie, right? Means pastry cream, and pastry cream made, which is the milk, sugar, egg yolk and starch. I'll explain you every single thing that why we use this all our ingredients, because if you know the ingredients, how does it works, so you can easily find out the substitute, and also you can make a new recipe out of it. We are chefs, right? We have to know that why we're using sugar, why we're using egg yolks, why not we're using egg whites, why we're using starch, what exactly it does to the recipe. So if you know each and every single ingredient thoroughly, you can easily make a new recipe out of it. Clear? And you can figure it out the substitute, because if you think that I don't like milk, I have a lactose problem, so lactose people, how they're gonna eat? You have to replace the milk. So you have to figure it out that what exactly milk does to this cream, what kind of a texture it actually helps to give. So if I try to figure out the substitute of milk, I can use that, and which is not lactose, right? So that thing a person can have it. The people who are having a lactose intolerance thing, they can easily consume because there's no milk. So you have to figure out the substitute of milk, like almond milk or something other thing. So if you know the ingredients, just for an example I was explaining you here, if you know the ingredients thoroughly, you can easily replace and you can make something different out of it. You get my point? Here we go. So the pastry cream is made from milk, sugar, egg yolk, starch. Starch comes under cornstarch, or we can use flour a bit, right? And absolutely butter, rich, right? Here we go. Let's figure out one each ingredients. Before that, I want to explain you one thing, that this is all about making custard, a custard making process, right? Where the cream, milk, sugar, we generally use it. But when it comes to pastry cream, if we want to make a pastry cream, these are the ingredients that what we generally use to make a perfect crème pâtisserie. That means pastry cream, right? A base cream. For the mother sauces, you know, mother sauces in culinary, we have a mother sauces like velouté, we have a Hollandaise, we got, tomato, we got, espagnole. Those all are actually mother sauces. Those are base sauce. So when it comes to pastries, the pastry cream is the base sauce. Next video, I'll be uploading about the pastry cream derivatives. I'll be telling you that what exactly, and with the help of the pastry cream, what are the other creams been made as a base. This will be the base, and additional we're going to add, and we're going to change it. Just like, mother sauces, and they have the derivatives, right? Demi-glace, espagnole has a demi-glace. Like that, we're going to have pastry cream. We also have a few derivatives of this. The next video I'll be explaining. Before that, understand this first. Right, here we go. Every single ingredient, why we use, and what is the role of that. Why starch? Why we generally use starch? Additional starch actually protect the eggs from overcooking. The role of the starch is to protect the egg from overcooking, and also starch thicken, and also egg yolk also going to make it more thicker and in a richer side. But the starch will help to thicken, means giving a little bit of body to the pastry cream. Simultaneously, it will help to protect overcooking. Who? Eggs. Protect from overcooking, right? And when it comes to sugar, it's sweetener, but simultaneously, what exactly sugar does? Here we go, another one. Breaking up the lumps, right? Breaking up the lumps of protein molecule so that they can finally disperse in the liquid mixture. Means properly it will mix. Sugar actually helps, to breaking up the lumps. If there is something lump, this will help to break it down in the pastry sauce. Pastry cream, right? So starch thickens, simultaneously it protects from egg for overcooking. Sugar, sweetness, absolutely, sugar gives us sweetness, and same time it actually breaks down the lumps. And also sugar slow down the cooking process of the egg yolk. So if you see starch and sugar both slow down the process of egg. Clear? Means in cooking term. For the cooking thing I'm explaining here, right? Sugar and starch actually slow down the process of egg to cook, right? This is why I'm explaining each ingredient so you can understand and you can replace if you want later. Clear with this? Here, same about the sugar, right? Here you can see I have clearly mentioned that sugar disperses into liquid mixture, and also it permits the egg protein to coagulate slowly and immerse in the other ingredient, right? Immerse with the other ingredients, resulting in a smooth, stable consistency. Clear with this? So sugar also has a really important role when it comes to making a pastry cream, handling the eggs, breaking down the lumps, and simultaneously where the starch also protecting the egg to get overcooked. Means it slow down the cooking process. And sugar here permitting the egg protein to coagulate slowly. Coagulate but slowly. Slowly and gradually. Like smooth manner, and immerse with the other ingredient. Means mix with the other ingredient. Slowly, gradually mix with the other ingredient, and like all the way if you see the sauce, it'll like perfectly mixed. So what happens? Smooth and stable consistency. Simple as that. Clear with this? Let's figure it out when it comes to a science, or you can say like understanding the pastry. Here we go. Whipping effect. This is one of the important when it comes to making a pastry cream or any pastry cream you make. We have a lot more actually types of pastry cream we'll be sharing with you sooner, maybe in the next video. Let's figure out this. This is important. Whipping effect. What is exactly whipping effect means? The egg yolk has an enzyme. Yolk has an enzyme that calls as alpha amylase. Alpha amylase, which consumed by the starch and making a pastry cream, leave out moisture. What that mean? Egg yolk has enzyme, and that enzyme known as alpha amylase, and this alpha amylase, what happened? Which consumed by the starch. The starch means What that mean? Starch. You can see here the starch that what we add. This means cornstarch or flour. This has starch. So the yolk has an enzyme, alpha enzyme. This start eating starch and start releasing water. So when this amylase start eating starch, it releases, like just like a poop when we say eating and farting kind of a thing. When it comes to dough, the dough, the yeast eats sugar and its fart means CO2 produce, and that what exactly the gas that what we get in bread. Here in alpha amylase, which is present in the egg yolk, it start eating the starch and leaving out the water. That's called whipping effect. Cream leave out moisture, and we don't want moisture in our cream, right? We want nice thickened. How to kill? Here we go. How to inactive the alpha amylase? How to just give a quick boil. Enzyme goes to inactive by boiled. Just go for a boiling and the alpha amylase will die. Means you just save your pastry cream from the whipping effect.